we'd spend hours and hours out there, and I'll never forget every time coming off with frozen toes and my dad rubbing them to try and get blood flowing through. I don't know, you're breathing in like the fresh air. It feels like you never get tired. That's one thing I noticed when when you're outside. You're breathing in fresh air all the time, that cool air. It just seems like you can do no wrong, and you just always feel fresh. Well, a lot of them are obviously me being young, playing with my brother, playing with buddies in the outdoor rink. But I played in one in Ottawa, Heritage Classic, which was the atmosphere is just different. It was a lot of fun, kind of seeing the views. That one you could kind of see more city. This one you're going to be more mountain views. So I'm pretty excited to see it. I don't know. I mean, it looks like the temperature is going to be absolutely perfect. Having like the white surround with the snow is going to be pretty cool. It's gonna be really bright, which is, it's different for us. We never play outside, so to get to do it, it's gonna be a unique opportunity, and I think it's one that I think everybody's pretty excited about.
Is it that much cooler for you personally that's on a golf course?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Hopefully we don't destroy the course. That'd be the last thing I want. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a little different. I mean, I've played in the Heritage Games, like I said. There's so much buzz surrounding it. With family skates and so much media attention and all the stuff that goes along with it. I think this one's gonna be more of just enjoying the experience and seeing it, and then we have a game, so it's gonna be a lot more normal than I think other outdoor games. Yeah, I mean it's so unique. Like you have to wear. I mean, it was so cold at puck drop. I remember walking in, thinking, I don't know if we can do this. Minus 25 Celsius, I think it was at puck drop. But you got the heaters on the bench, and I just didn't want the game to end. At first I was nervous that this thing was even going to be able to be played, and then by the end I just didn't want the game to end. I wanted to play every game outdoors. Just so cool, but so many different things. Like we had chicken broth in the dressing room for after periods instead of Gatorade. You're wearing balaclavas underneath your helmet. The guys I felt bad for the most are the starting goalies that have to stand out there for the entire 60 minutes. It's no heat from the bench. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Obviously it'd be nice to do one in Vegas, but this is a close second, I guess. So it's going to be unique for us. Especially getting to play in the snow. Obviously, we wouldn't have that opportunity here in Las Vegas, but getting out there, playing in that fresh air, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part of hockey, was growing up and playing outside. My uncle was my neighbor, built like a big rink outdoor, right? Just when fall came around and start, freezing it, when it was cold enough, and cousins, friends from the neighborhood would come over and play together, or just would go to a park, nearby. But because I live in the middle of nowhere, so it was to have more kids to play, right? Sometimes we went away, but it got dark early, so most of the time was under the lights, and until my mom yelled at me to come eat dinner, right? So it was, even if it was cold, right? But it still was so much fun. Obviously, there was so many people, right, in the football stadium, and it's, like I said, it's a way bigger stage, right? But a few of them was snowing, and it really felt like winter, and somewhat nights too, right? So I think it's always a good time, I think especially our season's going to be very condensed, we play a lot, so I think it'll be fun to just break it up a bit and have this fun game there outside. Probably seeing Lake Tahoe, right? I think I've heard so many good things about it, and the mountains and the lake, I think it'll be a breathtaking scenery, so that'll be pretty cool. And just looking forward to go play outside, play hockey and have some fun and try to get a win. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
It's all where it started for me. I mean, back home, people do that all winter. So I remember when I was young, I used to play probably more outdoor games than actually indoor games. So I mean, it's really exciting. I think Well, I think it's my best memories of if I could think of one happy memory when I was young, I would say it's my outdoor games with all my friends. So I mean that sums it all for me. It's the only thing I would do when I was young. I would go outside and play with my friends on weekdays, weekends, didn't matter. On weekends, we used to bring like our lunch box. So we would be there in the morning, would eat lunch at the outdoor facility and play there in the afternoons, and we would go back at night as well. So it was great memories. Yeah, it will. I mean, it's been a while for sure, but no, it will have the same feeling a little bit. Obviously, when you're 30 years old, your body doesn't get warm as when you're 8 years old, so it's going to be a little different for that. But it's going to be on us to be prepared physically, and it should be really fun. I mean, it looks cool when you see it. So obviously, we saw a lot of other teams doing it, so it looked pretty nice. I felt. And it's going to be fun to be part of that as well. I have something for experience. Obviously, I would like to do something like that, like involving families. But I mean, just that's in the reality we're living in right now. Yeah, I mean, I think they're the team to beat in the NHL, and it happens that they're in their division. So they're a great team. A lot of skills. They're well structured everywhere. Honestly, they don't have any weaknesses. So it's on us to make sure we're ready for them, and they're a team to beat. So it's a good challenge for us.
Yeah, growing up, it was a private club. It was an outdoor rink with a pond. It's called the New Canaan Winter Club. Always trying to convince my dad to join, and we did. He pulled the trigger, and I basically spent my childhood playing outdoor hockey from, the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. My dad would give me a quarter when I went, and I would call him to drop off some hot dogs for lunch, maybe some hot chocolate. If I was lucky, he would give me a couple quarters and maybe some cash, and I'd be able to order Domino's for lunch. But all day long, outdoors with my buddies. I was the youngest one there. Everyone was much older than me. Probably picked on me a little bit, but made me a little bit tougher. And those are the days I'll always remember, and kind of what I want my kids to experience as well. Yeah, big time. I really, playing in 3 outdoor games with the Winter Classic at Gillette was probably my favorite, and it just, I felt like a kid again. So, the other ones I played were really cold, like really too cold to really have that much fun, and the results weren't great. But I feel like this can be similar to that experience that I had at Gillette, where it's going to be a really cool setting. Everyone says it's beautiful there, and almost, feel like I'm about to go on set of the movie Mystery Alaska and kind of have that feel. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the area too well. I've only, seen the celebrity golf tournaments every year and watch that. But I mean, I love like ski towns and that whole feel, and lots of snow and mountains and trees, and haven't done it too often. Maybe when I retire, be a big après ski guy, sit by the fire and have a nice glass of wine. And I know we won't be doing that there, but can kind of I don't know, try and live that out like we're gonna do hopefully when we retire. Well, I learned that in Vegas we kind of take things to a whole new level. So kind of like this game. I mean, there have been so many outdoor games, but when has there ever been one like this? This is going to be unique in its own way, and I think it's special that this franchise deserves a game like this, and it's only fitting that it's going to be that much different than all the other outdoor games. I think that's what's most exciting is we're playing like the measuring stick team in the league. Everyone talks about Colorado for a good reason. I mean, they have so much depth. They have young guys who have just come in and kind of taken over the league. So it's always fun competing against guys like that. The way they skate, the way they play offensively, it's a huge task, and I think it makes this game that much more special.
Skating?
I'm prepared for it because it was like in Winnipeg, sometimes you're out there -40 balaclavas, you got a snow jacket over all your equipment, but you're still out there with all your friends. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little chilly, especially with the lake right in the background there. Maybe a little windy, but that's how I grew up, so I'm ready for it. I think it just brings you back to your childhood memories. I think every kid that grows up in a colder climate, especially for me in Winnipeg, that was just what you did in the winter. It's freezing cold. It's -20, 30, 40 degrees sometimes. You bundle up, you call your friends, go meet at a rink, and you go skate and you battle it out until you got to go inside and grab a hot chocolate, warm up a little bit, and then you go back out there. And I remember being out there with my buddies for 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes, freezing cold, come back in, and it takes you almost longer to warm up, but that was just what you did. I mean, it's fun being part of anything first in Vegas. It's going to be an unreal event. I think especially the team we're playing. I think top 2 teams in this division, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Bringing Vegas. Unfortunately, we can't bring the fans there, and it's definitely the opposite weather of what Vegas is known for. So it's going to be and the backdrop, the scenery of what it looks like is going to be unbelievable. No, the whole event was unbelievable. Just being in Busch Stadium. I mean, it was an unbelievable scene because Busch Stadium has a lot of history. The Cardinals are a big team there, and then there they are in the middle of Busch Stadium with this rink in there. It starts raining, the ice starts getting a little bumpy. My hands are not very good on the bumpy ice with the rain, but it was honestly one of the coolest experiences of my life. I remember I brought my phone onto the bench and I hit it with one of the trainers. I said, okay, if we win, you hand me this because I want to catch this. And I was skating around after we won with my phone, just making sure I captured every moment, and it was unbelievable.
Probably growing up and playing outdoor, wasn't really pond hockey, but on outdoor rinks with my brothers, and it was a lot of fun. And I think that's pretty much where I learned how to skate. My first couple steps were out there. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just skating there with my older brothers, and I was probably 3 or 4 at the time, and I was definitely the worst, but everyone would cheer me on every time I touched the puck, and I think that's where I first fell in love with the game of hockey. I think it's just everything. It's the atmosphere, it's the scenery, it's definitely the cold weather. I think the ice feels harder and everything's a little bit more crisp. And another thing is like the echo of the puck hitting the boards, or people running into each other. It's just a whole different dynamic. Kind of just going to Lake Tahoe ever since I got traded here to Vegas. I was excited to maybe visit there sometime, just because it's close for the first time, and I still haven't made that trip out. So I'm excited to go. It'll be nice to do it my first time with our whole team and go through this experience together. So that part's going to be awesome, and then just being able to play my first outdoor game will be fun. No, I'm excited about the cold. That's not something that's worrying me at all. I think it's that type of experience and those different type of elements that make it so special and unique. It's cool. I feel like our first year here, there was a new first every week, and they've kind of slowed down over the last couple of years. But we have such a great hockey market that's building here in Vegas. So to be able to promote it with something like this, I think it's awesome. It adds a lot, and like you said, it's an important game for points. Colorado, they're always a tough team for us to play against, and they have a lot of skill. And they've brought up some younger kids throughout their lineup, and they're jumping in and making big contributions. So it's a team that's always getting better, and we haven't played them yet this year, but it's going to be a tough test. They always are.
I think just growing up, in Vancouver, we wouldn't, our winters wouldn't get cold enough where every year you can make an outdoor rink, but there's definitely a couple where we went out to the frozen farmers field, or did that and just kind of played for a couple hours, and it was always a good time. I just think, when you're out there with your friends and, just getting a competitive, 3-on-3 game going, or, just trying to have fun and be creative. And it's definitely a big part of, just being a kid. When you would get the chance to go out and play, you'd have to get your skate sharpened for sure the next day before practice. But, it was always just good fun and, great memories. Yeah, it's exciting. I think when I saw the kind of drop of how the rink was going to look with the background right next to the lake, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be, that atmosphere where, again, there's going to be no fans there, but, you're out there with your buddies, kind of competing and playing hard, and, it's going to be an exciting time. Just, I think the mountains in the background, I think anytime you're able to play, in a place like that. I think there's always these videos every winter of, guys going up northern BC and kind of playing on that similar landscape. But just to kind of be in the wilderness a little bit with the rink and, be able to just kind of play and battle with your teammates. Yeah, it's cool. I think every year when they come out with those schedules of the outdoor games, it's always kind of a bummer when your team's name isn't on it. So for it to be us this year, it's going to be pretty cool, and it's going to be a fun experience. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think anytime you have a challenge like that, I think just mentally preparing as much as you can. I know there's going to be a lot of different things to the whole day from the travel and being able to practice outside, but to be able to play against such a good team like that, it's going to make that experience that much better, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, I think I tend to, I'm normally about 50 yards to the left from the fairway, so it'll be good to maybe be in the middle of the fairway for the first time. So.
Well, that's actually how I started playing hockey. Is my dad fell in love with the sport around the time I was born, and he was just playing men's league with guys at work, and he decided to randomly build an ice hockey rink in my backyard. Started on rollerblades that previous summer, and was able to kind of just take off that winter. He put a little pusher in front of me, and because I was rollerblading, I just pushed it away and started skating. It's some of the fondest moments I have as a child. Just in the neighborhood, there was a lot of kids my age growing up, and everyone wanted to come over and skate, and hot chocolate afterwards. My mom always had a pot of hot chocolate brewing, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, sometimes I'd wake up early in the morning before school and just to go around and shoot some pucks in the backyard, and then it moved on to my little brother and sister. My brother started skating, I think, at 21 months. So we got him in skates as soon as possible, and it's just been, it was a family affair. Oh yeah, and let me tell you, that thing was pristine condition. That was my dad's little hobby. He, away from work, that was his baby. It was 18 years. He did it all right. I mean, he had his own little mini Zamboni. I mean, Syracuse, New York, you get a lot of snow. So a lot of times he had the snowblower out there. If not, he was shoveling it. And he would spend hours out there shoveling, snow blowing, and then he had this little T-pipe with a hose connected to the laundry room that went out the window of the back of the house, and he'd sit there and he'd spray hot water on it and kind of had this T-pipe, so he'd push it and make sure it was all nice and flat, and it was like glass. I still to this day think it's the best hot ice I've ever skated on. I mean, it's where hockey all started. It wasn't in this big NHL arena where guys said, oh, we're going to make this arena and then put the ice in. It was outdoors. It was on ponds and lakes and rivers. And I mean, I even did that up in my cabin in the Thousand Islands. We'd take a four-wheeler and put a plow on it, plow a big circle of ice, and we'd all skate on it. But I mean, I've always grown up watching the outdoor games, and it's almost like a Stanley Cup moment, honestly, to be able to play in one of those. I mean, obviously there's no fans, which is definitely a bummer, and today's world is understandable, but it's still going to be watched by thousands and thousands of people. That backdrop is going to be amazing. The scenery and the sights and stuff, it's definitely going to be a lot different than playing in an arena. You're going to be looking up, coming down on a 2-on-1 and see the mountains behind the goalie. It's going to be definitely a lot different, but just the whole experience. Just being in the outdoor game, wearing the eye black, getting all into it, having all the gear coming to the game. It's going to be a really exciting experience. It's very special. Fourth year here in Vegas, and fourth year as a team. So we're really excited. We're really looking forward to it. And I mean, I know the NHL is going to put a lot of work and effort into this. Like I said, there's not going to be any fans, so it's going to be a lot different than the previous outdoor games. But it's going to be just as fun. Like you said, it's not 2 points now; it's 4 points, and it's not like we're going to go out there and play shinny hockey. We're going to go out there and try to win and do whatever necessary to make that happen. Yeah, no, I mean they have a lot of really skilled players. It's going to be a tough matchup, and they're a really good team. They're one of the teams that are in the top of the standings, like us, and we're going to need all hands on deck to beat them. That's for sure.